Okay. All right. You've got 2 Elven Waystones, +1 to your channeling there, and they're joined by a blazing barricade. And over here you've got a normal hill. It's quite a big one. A normal hill, and then arcane ruins inside. Wizards can channel on. They can throw 4 dice to channel. Mistwreath Swamp. That gives you hard cover of majority of models inside it, but they initiative test or D6 suck to their doom. Anvil of Vor over there on the other side. Magical and flaming attacks to units within 6 inches. If you remember all that, you're doing well.
Yeah.
So onto the Orc and Goblin deployment. On the right flank I've got the Black Orcs, the Arachnarok Spider, then I've got 59 Night Goblins with BSB and 2 Night Goblin Shamans in there. Behind those I've got my 2 War Machines, then I've got 40 Savages with my Savage Orc Great Shaman in there, who's got Defencer's Blades and Lucky Shrunken Head, although he didn't roll on the spells for, or no, he did roll for Fist of Gork. And then over on the left here, I've got my 2 units of Spider Riders. And over on the other side, William has got his unit of Mounted Spearmen. Then he's got a unit of Archers with his Hierophant in. Then he's got the character.
Seti in the pill.
Seti in the Chariot unit. Then he's got a War Sphinx, a unit of 31 skeletons. The Snake Riders, what are they?
The Napoleon's Knights.
Yeah. And then Casket Skulls.
Casket Skull.
And then over on my right flank, he has deployed his scout unit.
Skeleton Archers.
Skeleton Archers. So we'll roll for sides, for turn. William's got +1. So
I'll take it anyway.
He's got 6, so he's taking first turn.
I am indeed.
So that's end of Tomb King turn 1. This was how it looked after Vanguards. Basically, his lines moved up. No marches on the chariot or anything like that.
I don't get marches.
You don't get marches, so just moved up. Magic phase, there was a hex went off here, an augment went off over there, and then the casket failed to kill a load of guys.
Completely.
Basically, the chariots took some shots at the Spider Riders, who have to take their panic check, which is going to be on an 8 roll, which they fail. They don't get BSB reroll.
I mean,
so they're running. Anyway, we'll resolve that in a second. The guys over there shot the Black Orcs, killed 1. Okay, so end of Orc and Goblin turn 1. Not a lot's changed. The Spider Riders rallied, they fled. Previously, the Spider Riders are set up there for the chariots nicely, so they're obviously going into there. In the shooting phase, the Night Goblins, I had 5 guys in range, and with their poison bows they got off a 1 wound onto the Sphinx. Also put Curse of the Bad Moon, landed right in front of him basically. I did Irresistible with one of my wizards for 3d6 hits, which is Vindictive Glare. That obviously went off, didn't do nothing to the Sphinx, and basically didn't do nothing to me. I lost 1 dice from the pool. The Black Orcs have moved up just to make it a little bit tempting for the snake things. The Spider moves over, takes a shot and kills 1 horse archer. And that's end of turn. So it's the end of Tomb King's turn 2. Just to say on my last turn that the Savage Orcs actually failed Animosity, had to charge and do nothing, and were 2 inches out of range, so they didn't get that charge. Anyway, Tomb Kings, basically the Sphinx didn't move because of the Curse of the Bad Moon there. The Chariots charged in, destroyed the Spiders and reformed to face the Savage Orcs. These guys moved a little bit, those guys didn't move, and those guys shot at the Spider and did 1 wound.
And moved backwards.
And actually moved backwards. A little bit scared of the Spider, I think. And so on to Orc and Goblin turn 2. Okay, so the movement phase for the Orcs and Goblins is finished. Basically, everything past Animosity. I charged in the Spiders and the the Savage Orcs into the chariots. When the chariots reformed at the end of his turn, we realised that he was within 8 inches for the Fanatic release, and basically I didn't get above a 5 for any of the Fanatics, so they're all sitting there trying to pop through that unit, which is now obviously a precarious position for me, but also depends what happens here really. The Black Orcs held where they are, the Ragnarok, he faked right, went left, and so he's moving up. He's just positioned himself to attempt the charge there out of the snakes. So that's now the end of the Orc and Goblin turn. Basically the combat here was where the crux of it was. The re-rolling 6s on Gorgor Fix It really helped me there, because he landed 3 wounds from his impact hits and then 3 from
No, that was 3
combat.
wounds with my Seti.
3 wounds with Seti
And
3
3
wounds with that.
everyone
There's
else.
obviously no impact hits because I charged in that combat, and basically these guys did a whole ton of wounds back. He actually had 13 wounds to save, managed to save 6 of them on 6s, and basically left the unit with just the banner with 1 wound left on him.
To be fair, I had to crumble 2 chariots as well.
Yeah, 2 chariots crumbled, and then Seti's left there, so not too worried about that unit now. The Spider Riders, basically they're now left out of combat, so they've overrun straight forward. In the shooting phase, my Poison Banner unit took 2 wounds on the Sphinx again. He had regenerated 1 wound on his turn, which I forgot to say about, because he augmented it up. And that's it. I think I already said the spiders moved up over there. Not going too bad, so we'll have a look to see what happens at the end of the next Tomb King turn.
An interesting turn. Usually,
okay, so we've just finished the Tomb King's magic phase. Seti was buffed up, so that they got the double attacks again, and he got a 3 to bring back 1 whole chariot. So, also, just to go through the movement while we're here, the horseman came in at the flank, and the Necrosphinx actually moved into the marsh,
which I've got to roll for,
and we haven't rolled for that yet. Just remembering that, so we've got to go back to that and do it now. It's a risky move, but he's looking for the cover because this poison unit is just peppering him down at the moment. Then yeah, on the magic phase, so Seti has been buffed up. I've still got my Hex and my Augment on my guys, obviously, and over there the casket is gone. Basically, he had 2 dice. The Winds of Magic was a 2. It was a double 1. He didn't channel, but his casket gave him an additional 3 dice, so he had 5 to my 1 dice. I let that one go through because he rolled 3 dice at it, so it left him with 2. He then double 6'd the casket, destroying it, and he'd done it on this Night Goblin unit, but unfortunately for him, it only killed 1 Night Goblin. So
that is really bad luck.
Quite happy with that. Will's
the
not.
luck I've had, that was really bad.
So we're going to go now into the shooting phase, then to this combat, and I'll catch you after that. So that is end of Orc and of Tomb King turn 3. These guys wiped out the chariot and their flankers. We did resolve that, and the Sphinx was sucked into the marsh, so proved not a very good move for Will.
It was a risk I was willing to take, unfortunately it didn't pay off.
Other than that, that's where we are. So obviously we've got these fanatics there.
Your rider made a break for it as well.
This guy was fleeing from Bowfire over there, so he's on his way out of there. So on to top of or bottom of turn 3. So Orc and Goblin. Here we go. Okay, so at the moment we've just finished the Orc and Goblin magic phase. I've just got to go on to shooting. Basically, in this magic phase, I threw 5 dice at Hand of Gork, which he let go off. He was saving his dispel dice for Curse of the Bad Moon, and I did the larger version, zipped them up 5d6 out of the Fanatic area, and I put them just a few inches away from the archers. Then I Curse of the Bad Moon from this shaman here. I got a 15, went straight across, sat on top of those skeletons, 17 guys affected, rolled an initiative test, so I couldn't have had it any better, requiring it's a 2 or less on their initiative, and out of 17 he passes, well, he only loses 6 guys, so basically they're all his 1s and 2s there.
But now you've got to take miscast table.
Now I'm on a miscast, so I had a 666 on that.
Let's have some below.
So the results of the miscast is a 7, which I will have a look in the book, and we'll see what happens. I'll say about that at the end of the whole Orc and Goblin turn.
This is
So end of the Orc and Goblin turn there. Nothing much really happened. I killed 2 skeletons, and that's it really. I don't know if I said this guy is still fleeing over here,
You
so
blew
he's obviously
yourself
going to be
up
off the board.
over there. Or you blew some guys up over
Yeah,
there.
the miscast went well. It was actually the 7s, obviously the guys just in contact. So that's 5 guys. Strength 10 hit, not the wizard, so A-okay there really. So on to Tomb Kings turn 4, top of turn 4. And that is the end of Tomb King turn 4. So the Savage Orcs lose 3 guys to small arms fire. The Necropolis Knights reform. Will hasn't really realised that these guys are actually a flank. They're going to need a 9. The spider can still see them, so that's going to be in front. It's going to get in there. And that's it. Magic. Basically, I dispel scrolled his vortex, and then I went ahead and dispelled a augment on his unit, which was to protect him. So on to Orc and Goblin turn 4. Right, so we're wrapping it up here now because the club's finishing. So basically what happened in this combat over here is I killed everyone. There was an overkill of about 23 wounds on that. So yeah, those guys are dead. In the magic phase, I just whittled these guys down a little bit, and Curse of the Bad Moon disappeared. These guys failed their charge by 1. They needed a 9 to get into the flank of the Necropolis Knights, but they rolled an 8, 5 and a 3. And then over here, the spider did 2 wounds, and then they lost 2 more wounds to Crumbling through the combat resolution. Again, Gork will fix it on that unit there. Rerolling 6s was just pretty tough for the Necropolis Knights. So
Very tough.
and that's end of the game. So how it looks at the end, obviously we would call that an orc win, I would say. The only points he's got the points for that unit. The skeletons and the Necropolis Knights on the board, and I have only lost the Spider Rider units. Everything else is intact. So
It's an orc
that's it.
victory.
Good game.
Yeah.
Handshake. Look at that.